a lot of people that are in entrepreneurship and are in this space are not going to talk about this because, you know, they all talk about vulnerability and getting real and shit, but like they're like, I don't hear anyone talking about this shit. And it's that feeling of loneliness that you feel as an entrepreneur, you know. And I always think, you know, because there's been nights, like some of these past few nights where, you know, I'll sit up wherever I'm at. If I'm like, I'm not home right now, so if I'm like in the hotel, sitting up late till like 2, 3 in the morning, sometimes 4 in the morning, just like fucked up, like not even like on drugs or high or anything like that, just like fucked up, like overthinking shit, you know what I mean? I always think, I'm like, I wonder if I'm the only one awake right now thinking about this shit. It's like so weird to think about because you're like, definitely not. But then the next day rolls around and it's like we brush it off. We dap up our homies and we act like nothing's wrong. It's like the elephant in the room. And then someone does something like crazy, like acts out wild, or like hurts themselves or hurts somebody else. And then everyone's like surprised. And it's like, guys, this is what happens when we don't talk about stuff and we don't make this an important aspect of becoming a man. Like I've had conversations with in the past few days with like some of the homies where I'm like, this is the stuff you need to be fucking talking about. Like when you're hurting, when you're going through shit, and you're just experiencing life, like you gotta lean on your homies like that. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, like you can't be venting to a woman like that. And it's like this. I'm not saying that you can or can't. It's just like on a different level. You know what I mean? The feedback that you're gonna get from like a woman or like your mom, again, there's good things about it, of course, absolutely. I love my mom. She's taught me amazing things, but she could just never show up for me the way that like my brother could. You know? Like last night I was just not doing good, you know? Who do I call? I call my brother. I don't call anyone else. I literally immediately call Christian. I say, bro, are you up? You know? He's like, yeah. And it was like 4 in the morning or some shit. He's like, oh, I'm going grocery shopping or something. He works overnight, so. And he's just always been a voice of reason in my life, you know? Every single time I talk to him, I go, wow, I was overthinking that like crazy, you know what I mean? And like, he makes it seem so like, it's all good, you know what I mean? Like, everyone makes mistakes, you know what I mean? It's like, that's what you need from your homies. Your homies are gonna, when you fuck up, they're gonna be like, yeah, you fucked up, you know what I'm saying? But like, you're gonna learn from it. We're gonna all become better because of it. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's the most powerful thing, bro, is putting this out in the open. You know, where a lot of people are scared to be like, what the fuck? Like, no, man, fucking brute through that shit for you. Bro, I'm not even saying like, we gotta talk about our feelings. It's like, no, like we need to discuss the real shit that's happening in our lives with our close friends and with the people that we can trust. We need to talk about it. You need to get rid of that shit, bro. Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna hold that in and you're gonna let it out on someone, whether it's in a negative way or out of anger or something. It's going to be expressed in the wrong way to the wrong person, and you're gonna feel like you're crazy when you're not, homie. You need to hear this, because this will make people go off the rails if they don't understand this. You get what I'm saying? You gotta trust yourself, and you gotta trust that shit will always get better. My mom always told me this. You know, this is actually really good advice. Which I'm saying, like, oh, can my mom help me the way my brother can? Well, she said to me, Gabe, there's always a way out. Like, whenever you feel like lost, you feel like confused, just remember there's always a way out. And I always remember that. And it's God, by the way. It's God. So I always keep that in mind, bro. It's that God is really the only way. It's like I've never felt fulfilled unless I was like actively pursuing my spiritual health. So something to think about. I've been thinking about that a lot. It's like I would be way better off if I made that relationship with God just a little bit tighter. You know what I mean? Again, these videos are real and raw because this is the shit I'm going through right now. I can't make content about anything else or anyone else because I don't fucking know what they're doing. And honestly, I don't care, you know? So that's the real shit, guys. Take advice from your brothers. Be careful who you complain to and vent to, and understand that it's not necessarily your fault. You just have to know it first before you do it, and understand that your homies are going to be there for you. And of course, your family, your mom, anyone can be there for you, but really the person that's going to be there for you is God. You know what I mean? And yourself, right? It's like that relationship that you build with God and yourself. So, no victim.